Hi everyone, welcome to Celina Yoga Jams. I'm Celina. Celina Yoga Jams is a practice combining yoga, Qi Gong, all the things I love to help us feel good and to help us find our own jams, because everything is individual, of course. So today's practice, it's a back care and breath aware class. So back pain is unfortunately pretty common, and even if you don't have back pain or haven't dealt with any back pain, the class is still beneficial for, everything else. So my little theme for today, something I was thinking about, is how we really need to move in all directions, especially when it comes to our spinal health, our back health. We want to be able to move in all directions and also in our lives. And the all directions part is important because I find, in much of our society, we can get so caught up on moving forward, forward, but sometimes we need to move back. Sometimes we need to make a lateral movement. We need to move in all directions. So a personal example, I've had my share of back pain. I'm still healing myself. So it was getting really tough. It started with sciatica and it was really, really painful, but I was basically at the time just doing my best to ignore it. So I was still going out, teaching all of my classes. I was doing things that didn't feel good in my body, but I felt like I had to teach my class. And by the way, terrible, right? I tell everyone, listen to your body, only do what feels right for you. But then for myself, I was like, oh no, I'll just ignore my body so I can teach, what I thought was a good class. So that's obviously not a good example. But what I'm trying to say is what I really needed to do at that time was move backward. I needed to take a little step back and pause and take care of myself before I could come back and, take care of other people. So luckily for me, that pause was forced. So I took my pause, but then I took my pause and I was like, oh, it got bad. So it got bad enough that, I literally had to stop. I couldn't stand comfortably. I couldn't sit comfortably. I couldn't move comfortably at all. So I literally had to stop. So I stopped, which was the right thing to do. I got help, which was the right thing to do. I saw an amazing osteopath. But then it turned into me not moving because of the pain. And then it started to get better, but I wasn't moving because I was scared. Because I'm like, well, what if I move and then I hurt myself again? And I don't want that to happen. So the next time I saw my osteopath, she was like, you gotta move. She's like, start doing your regular everyday things. You need to move. So even when it's a little bit uncomfortable, we need to keep moving. And even when our range of movement isn't as big as it used to be, I used to be doing crazy back bends, grabbing my leg, all sorts of stuff. And now I'm getting back into it. I can do it a little more. At the time, I couldn't do much at all, but that's okay. We have to move within the range of motion that we have. So it's not moving in all directions. Oh, you have to go here, here, here. Maybe it's just here, or just here, or just here. So my intention for today's practice is wherever we are, how can we find just a little movement? And how can we find a little movement in each direction? And then maybe in our lives, we can look at, oh, where am I not really moving? Am I so focused on moving forward that I'm not taking information from backward? I'm not taking information from my past efforts. Or am I so focused on moving forward that I can't see this thing that's right next to me, that's in line with what I'm already doing? It's just a shift to the side, and maybe that's the thing I need. So that's my inspiration for today. Take it or leave it, as always. So for today's practice, if you have a chair for the relaxation, it could be nice. I might also show a version with a bolster. What else do we need? Not much. Let's get started. Oh, some blankets could be comfortable. For the sitting portion. And yeah, and just a reminder to all of us, so me too, let's listen to our bodies and move within a comfortable range of motion. So even if that doesn't look like what I'm doing, maybe you can move farther than me, less far. It doesn't matter. We move within a comfortable range of motion for ourselves for today, for whatever the day is. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. Come out to the wider camera and we'll start standing up. So as always, it's always the same thing. Let's shake it out, sigh, any kind of movement that feels good. And that's another thing with our movements, you know, they're all personal. So we don't have to try to move in the same direction or in the same way as anyone else. We want to find the movements, the directions that are right for us at the time. And I always say this, but one of the reasons I love online yoga so much is, you know, we're all at home. So we all have a certain degree of privacy. So you can let yourself be silly, weird, you can make funny sounds, you know, let yourself go and just enjoy the process. Okay, that's nothing. Oh, and if you want to say hi in the chat, feel free. I can't always, you know, type hello, but I see what comes up and I'm happy to know people are practicing with me. All right, let's plant the feet and just roll those shoulders. So we'll inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Go with your breath. And add whatever flair you like. You want to add the arms, add the arms. You want to roll in the hips, roll in the hips. So something I'm really passionate about is just getting into our own flows. And that goes with the concept of moving, because we're not meant to move in the exact same way as anybody else. We have to find our own flow, get into our own flow. Okay, let's change direction. So we'll roll the shoulders forward. So we inhale back and up, exhale forward down. And again, you'll move however you want. When I go forward, I like to get into it a little more with the spine. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I like to exhale through the mouth. Philip, my Qigong teacher, you know, he says, exhaling through the mouth, it gets rid of like 80% of the tension and stress. So anytime you feel like letting out a sigh, please do. Okay, a couple more forward. And then we'll go back to rolling back just so we can end with an open chest. Okay, with an exhalation, let's just relax the shoulders. We can have a little bend in the knees. Let's place the hands on the low belly, the lower dantian. So the way we'll do it is the thumb, can you see? The thumb goes into the center palm of one hand, and then the thumb of the other hand goes between the thumb and the index. So we have a little bend in the knees. The sit bones are pointing down. We have our hands on the low belly. If you're confused by the thumbs, don't worry, just hands on the low belly. Let's imagine a silver cord, maybe starting at the base of the spine, moving all the way up, through the base of the skull, through the crown. You can imagine that this silver cord is supporting us, lifting us up from above. See if we can relax the shoulders. And we'll just take a few belly breaths. So noticing if we can find the sensation of breath in the belly. So we can exaggerate a bit at the beginning, inhaling, filling up the belly. Exhaling, feeling the belly gently move in. The most important thing is relaxing. So if you get stressed out trying to track the breath or trying to breathe with the belly, you know, forget it. Just watch how the breath is flowing. Maybe you won't feel it in the belly so much, but the hands are on the belly, so you'll feel something. Okay, let's hang out and breathe. Still relaxing, breathing. Notice the sensations of the feet on the floor. If ever you catch yourself moving, maybe swaying forward, back, side to side, just let it happen. Now, depending how comfortable you're feeling with the abdominal breath, if you feel like, oh, I've got a good abdominal breath going, I have good sensation of it, I don't need the hands to feel it, then we could place the hands palms facing down towards the floor. If it's still like not super strong, you can just keep the hands on the belly. They're both good. So we'll all do the visualization. We keep inhaling with the belly. And then when we exhale, let's imagine exhaling through the earth. And that's it. Inhaling with the belly, exhaling down into the earth. We can imagine exhaling down like at least like 2 feet through the earth. Or if you're really feeling it, like go all the way down to the center of the earth. Relax the shoulders, the face, the cheeks, the jaw. And let's hang out and breathe. This is one of my favorite grounding exercises because we can do this pretty much anytime, anywhere, even if you're sitting on a chair. Oh, by the way, if you need to do this practice sitting down on a chair, go for it. Just try to like stand up, walk around between the exercises. And once again, if we're in public, it might look a little funny with the hands like this, and we just do it, the hands on the belly. Or, if you can take a moment, go to a washroom. Okay, about 5 more breaths. Let's relax, relax, relax. Each exhalation just melting into the earth a little more. Okay, let's rub the hands together. Build a little heat. Okay, so once we have our heat, why not another breathing exercise? We can activate our energy even more. Separate the hands. We can inhale as the hands move towards one another. Exhale away. The distance between the hands, whatever's feeling good for today. I always say, because it's the most important thing, relax. The more we can relax, the more we can release. And the more we can let in all of the good stuff, inspiration, fresh energy. 2 more. Okay, so let's charge up our eyes. If you're a glasses wearer like me, just pop them off. Let's bring the palms in front of the eyes, and we'll just take a moment just to look into the palms. And then with an exhalation, close the eyes, place the palms over, and just take a few long, deep breaths. If you like, you can imagine light coming in through the crown of the head, through the arms, into the palms as we inhale. And then as we exhale, just receiving that light through the eyes, lighting up the eyes, the brain, the head, the whole body, mind. Check the shoulders, let them relax. 2 more. And a reminder, if you don't like the visualizations, forget them. Just do whatever feels good for you. If we take this at its most basic premise, we're relaxing the eyes, giving the eyes a little break from all of the visual information. 2 more breaths. Okay. Feel the top of the palm on the eyebrow bone, the bottom of the palm on the cheekbone, and do some circles. Other direction. Okay, let's massage the face so we can slide the hands down. Inhale up the nose. Exhale down the forehead and the cheeks. A couple more. Give ourselves a little head massage, getting the crown for sure. Another spot I like is the bone behind the ears. So that's a good spot to get to. And then we'll get the base of the skull. And now we can use pinchy hands. Pinch the back of the neck. Let's activate our inner smiles, maybe even our outer smiles. All right, so dig in all the way up into the shoulder line. Okay, so we'll do our neck slap. So not hard, just like pulling out any tension, any pain, any discomfort. And of course, yoga, Qigong also, it's about working on all levels. So not just the physical neck, but also working with the throat center. Okay, same concept, shoulders. I love this one. So we can go a bit harder on the shoulders. And even if our pain is in the low back, doing this will help it just to release these big, tense muscles. Okay, let's check in with the rest of the body. We can do circles on the chest, or if you prefer diagonal lines, whatever. Find some kind of chest massage, belly massage. This is our chi ocean, our energy ocean. And we can tap down the legs. We'll just go this far today, but if it's very, very comfortable for you, you could go all the way down, get those feet, get the calves, backs, the knees. If you're okay bending, go ahead, just massage those knees a little bit. Feel the bones. We can go up, down. If you're here, you're okay. Let's do some knee circles. So the feet, enough space that you can circle the knees in and out. So we'll circle in. Out. Change direction. Okay, we'll come up, give ourselves a little shake. Let's make our way into our hip circles so we can warm up the hands again. And take some time, just massage the low back, the kidneys. See if we can actually heat up the whole area. Build some heat. Okay. If let's actually give the arms a little break before the hip circles. We'll do our lung channel massage. So we come to the front of the shoulder, looking for L1, but we're not being very technical about it. Let's go down the arm, palms facing forward. Around the thumb, turn, palm down, tip of the index, come up. Go between the index and the thumb, come up. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale, sweep across and release. And then the other side. So we find our L1, and we don't have to be technical. When I really want to be not technical, I just use the whole hand, just massage the whole area. You know you're going to get it. And if you want to find it underneath the collarbone, that's fine too. Okay, so we come on down. Palm facing forward. Around the thumb, turn palm down, tip the index, come up. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale, sweep across, release. Let's do that again, but just tap it. So tapping down, flip the hand down, tap up, tap across. Other side. Coming up and across. Tap the kidneys. Okay, now we can just place the hands on the kidneys or a little above wherever they comfortably go. We have a wider stance with the legs, so more like a horse stance. Little bend in the knees, and let's circle those hips. Find something to relax. For the breathing, we can inhale half of the circle, exhale the other half. Okay, let's switch direction. This is such a wonderful exercise. This is something I like to do in the mornings or when I'm taking a standing break from sitting, or if something feels a little off. And again, it doesn't matter where the back pain is. So now I'm dealing more with a thoracic spine issue. These still help. Relax, relax. Find something to relax. Maybe the face. Okay, we'll come back to center. Let's step the feet as close together as is comfortable. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, so we're getting ready for side bends. So again, same reminder, we just move as far as is comfortable for us and follow your own breath. So we'll be inhaling as we bend, exhaling, come back. But please follow your breath more than my breath. One, I'm talking half the time, so it's not a true inhale, exhale. And two, all of our bodies are different, so we have to listen to ourselves. We'll go back and forth a few times, so go at your own pace. Okay, so shoulders back and down. We inhale, head, ear to one shoulder, and then just keep going as far as it's comfortable. When you're ready to exhale, come on back to center. And inhale to the other side. So we'll just go at our own pace. Okay. Once you're finished the round you're on, come back to center. We'll step out into a horse stance. We're getting ready for our propeller turns. So let's open up the arms. So just twisting the whole body. We let the feet move too, and we only go as far as it's comfortable. Let's inhale, fill up. Exhale to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, center. Do a few more rounds, just at your own pace. And while we're doing these, we can notice, is there one side I prefer, one direction I might prefer moving in? Maybe one direction that could use a little more attention, just to make a note for ourselves. We'll do one more each side. Okay, let's come in. We can scoop up the energy, step the feet more underneath the hips, back up the elbows. Inhale, imagine inhaling into the palms if we like. Exhale, push down. And release. Okay, I think one more standing movement. We'll do fireworks. So imagine a firework. I mean, let's have fun with all the rounds, but the first round especially. So we inhale, we come up, and then we explode. We're a firework. We come down. That's it. So we just inhale, up, exhale, down. And now depending on your body, you can bend forward as much or as little as it's comfortable. So, I forgot the breath. We inhale as we come up. We exhale through the mouth as we come down. So go at your own pace, inhaling up, exhaling through the mouth, coming down. And get into that firework energy, exploding out in all directions. Movements like this are also great just to feel the space that we're taking up. Let ourselves take up that space. Almost like we're claiming the space around us. A few more, go at your own pace. Hello to Lillian. Thank you so much for saying hi. That's so sweet. I'm so happy that you're here. A few more. Last few. Let's see if we can relax into it a little more. Even the arms. Okay, we'll prepare to close. Next time we come down, let's just inhale all the way up. We can kind of hook the hands. And then exhale, bring the hands to low belly. Just take a few breaths. Notice how we feel. Okay, when it feels right, we'll drop the hands. Prepare to come down onto the mat. So coming down, if you have active back stuff going on, just make sure you come down in the way that makes the most sense in your body. So for me, it's kind of like going almost like as straight as I can. So I bend and come on down this way. But you find whatever makes sense in your body. Okay. So all fours, and we're going to keep moving all directions. So cat, cows. Inhale the crown and tail up. Exhale, round, round, round. By the way, if you're sitting in a chair, you can still do this. Just sit at the edge of the chair. Hands on your knees. You can also do spine flexes standing if you want to be standing. Find what works for you today. Let's go with our breath. Okay, we'll inhale back to center. So let's try to have a flat back. So the way I like to do it, I think of my sit bones moving down towards the knees. We can have like very gentle core engagement. Tuck the toes. They could also be flat. It's really a personal preference. Okay, so pointer dog. So we can move either just the legs, just the arms, or both. So we inhale, extend. So if you're doing both, it's opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, come back. And that's it. Just go at your own pace. So we try to keep the hips steady and the hips in a line. So it's not about lifting the leg high. It's more of a controlled movement. Move with the breath. Let the breath move the body. A few more. Okay, we'll release. Flatten the feet. Come back to a child's pose. So the bum as close to the heels as it can get. The head supported. So if your head hits the floor, that's fine. You can be in your child's pose here. If your head doesn't hit the floor, grab something. Maybe you have a block. And pop that under the head. Or it could be a folded blanket, or, a cushion or whatever. Just support the head and have the bum as close to the heels as it can comfortably get. And we're taking 5 breaths. Like this. Okay, with an inhalation, keep the hands stretched out in front of you. If they're not there, stretch them out. Let's inhale, come up to table, keeping the hands where they are. And then exhale, just back to child's. So that's it, just this forward back movement. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Oh yeah, go as far as it's comfortable. If it's comfortable to come forward like into a half plank and then go back, that's fine. Just get into your own flow. If this is really, really comfortable and you want to work a little more and it's okay in your body, you could be inhaling plank, exhaling down dog. So just find what works for you, any kind of forward back movement. A few more. Okay, the next time we come back, let's walk the hands towards us. Just sit on the heels. The body position doesn't matter. Just circle your wrists. You could be standing on the knees, whatever. It doesn't matter. Change direction. Okay, back to all fours. We'll do our cat-cows, but instead of up-down, we're going to go side to side. I really love this. I hope you do too. So nice firm base with the hands and the knees. So we dip the heart to one side, go to the side, round, go to the other side. So we dip, and then round. The head, let it kind of figure itself out. The breath, I like to inhale as the heart dips, exhales are round. But honestly, don't really worry about it too much. Just get into your flow. Okay, now we change direction. In my experience, the second direction is always a little less comfortable than the first direction. Our bodies pick the most comfortable direction to move in first, which is totally normal. But as we know, it's also beneficial to move in the less comfortable direction. So that's another little life lesson for us. A few more. Okay, when you're happy with that, come back to center. We'll come back either child's pose, make sure the head is supported, or downward facing dog, your decision. Just make sure that it's comfortable and relaxing enough. 5 breaths. And of course, if you want to add any movement, please feel free. Okay, if you're in down dog, come down to child's. Okay, so more circles. That's another thing about movement. It's pretty spiral, so we want to keep moving up that spiral. Okay, so we inhale, circle forward. Exhale, circle back, and just go with our breath. And as always, you add whatever flair you like. Okay, we change direction. Still inhaling forward, exhaling back. And even if it might be slightly less comfortable, that's okay. We still find the flow for this direction. We make it as comfortable as we can for today. Okay, back to center. Let's make our way into a Cobra. So we'll prepare to come all the way down. So the hands are still wide. So there's a big space between the knees and the hands. Let's do cow. I always forget which is which. Head and tail up, inhale. Shift the weight forward so the shoulders come over the wrists. Lower as much as you comfortably can. And then just pull the pelvis through. You know what, let's make it a Sphinx. Take a little break. Come onto the forearms. So elbows as much under the shoulders as they can get. Hands could be flat. The hands don't really matter that much. Pull the forearms towards you. Let the heart lift up as much as it comfortably can. Just 3 or 4 breaths. If this is not happening for today, just rest the head on the hands. All good. Okay, so next we'll be doing some hamstring curls. So the upper body, we could keep it in the Sphinx, or we could come down to resting the head on the hands. So see where you're at, pick whichever's better for right now. And then we just bend one leg and then the other. If you want to sync it with the breath, we could be exhaling as the leg bends. So like inhaling down to the floor, exhaling towards the bum. If you are in the Sphinx and it's comfortable enough, we could turn the head to look at the foot that's moving. Okay, release the legs, come back to center. So we'll rest the head on the hands, and if it works for today, maybe we could take one knee, just slide it out to the side. So you're missing the bottom half of my leg, but you get the idea. So one knee out to the side, about hip-ish height, you know, where it can go comfortably, and then just rest the head on the hands. And we'll just relax here. So relax as much as possible. Okay, keeping that sense of relaxation, switch legs. So pulling the other leg out to the side. You won't be able to see it, but you know what we're doing. We just did it on the other side. So pull it out at a comfortable height, and again, just relax, relax, relax. Relaxing into the breath and into the earth. Okay, when you're ready, gently slide a leg back. And we'll open up the feet like the distance of the mat. If you don't have a mat, you know, I don't know, a little bit wider than the hips. We can shift around in the pelvis if we need to, so we can really feel the front of the pelvis connecting with the floor. We'll do some wide leg Cobra up downs. So we bring the hands, you know, about underneath the shoulders, tuck the thumbs underneath the body. Squeeze the elbows back like you want to touch the elbows behind the back. Inhale up into Cobra, whatever height you want. Exhale, bring it down. And just go at your own pace, inhaling up, exhaling down. Okay, from here, let's make our way back either to child's pose. We can do it with wide legs, or downward dog, which we could also do with wide legs if we want. So you pick the thing that's more uncomfortable for you, either child's pose, maybe with wide legs, put the support for your head if you're doing this one, or down dog, which we could also do with wide legs. Oh, make sure your mat's not slippery. Be careful. Maybe, maybe don't do the wide leg down dog if you're not sure how sticky your mat is to the floor. Okay, just a few more breaths. Okay, when you're ready, come back to all fours, and we'll just transition to lying down. So before we come all the way down onto the back, let's put on sock sweaters if we have any warm things, and let's get ourselves ready for Shavasana. So I'll start with socks. You know, if you need a drink of water or anything, go ahead. So for the Shavasana, the final relaxation, if you have a chair, you could use a chair to put the legs on while we relax. If you don't have a chair or you want to try something different, we could use a bolster if you have one, or if you don't, because you know, not everybody has a bolster. This is a bolster, by the way. So not everyone has one of these, which is normal. So if you don't have a bolster, you could use like some cushions or blocks under your knees. So put your chair or your bolster. By the way, if you don't have either of these, that's fine. We can just rest the knees leaning one into the other. So you have whatever thing for your legs on your mat, and then we'll just roll onto the back. So to come down to the back, it might be a good idea and just go to the side and then come back. So we'll still do a few more things. The relaxation, it's going to look something like this. Or if you have your chair, it would look like this. The chair would be underneath my calves. But before we get into that, let's just have our hands on our knees. Inhale the knees away from us. Exhale to the chest. And just go your own pace. Inhaling away. Exhaling to the chest. And next time the knees come to the chest, let's open up the arms any way you like. It could be straight, bent. Doesn't really matter. And we'll find some version of twists. So here are a few options. We could let one leg go, and then the other leg just follows. And then the top leg goes, and the bottom leg falls. So that's one option. Another option, keeping the knees together. By the way, we're inhaling center, exhaling as we twist. Another option, let's say you're like, oh, I really want to get more core work. I didn't get enough core. We could have our legs more like 90 degrees. Go that way. If you're really into the core stuff and your back is not in any pain, you could straighten your legs even more. But the thing to keep in mind is make sure that both shoulders stay on the floor during all of these. So pick the version you like. Let's do some twists. A few more.
back to center. If there's anything else your body wants to do before the relaxation, so I'm feeling like, oh, I want to stretch my legs, my arms, turn my ankles, my wrists. If that feels good, go for it. If something else feels better, do that instead. And then any kind of final movement. So I'm just going to kind of walk on the ceiling with my hands and my feet. And remember, you find the movement that feels good for you today. So it doesn't matter. It's within your range of movement. Okay, so once we're happy with all our finishing moves, let's make our way into Shavasana. So if you have your chair, place the lower legs on your chair. If you have a bolster or some cushions, we can pop those under our knees. And by the way, if you don't, you just have the feet, obviously not on something, this is just to show you. You have the feet flat on the floor, lean your knees into one another. That's what I usually do because I'm a bit lazy to get my stuff, but I got my bolster today. By the way, if your ankles are hanging, if your heels aren't touching the floor, you take a rolled blanket or something, put it underneath your feet. Okay. So this is actually the most important part of our practice. It's the relaxation. Shavasana translates to corpse pose. So this is the degree of relaxation we're looking for. So let's let everything go. So not just the tension and discomforts, everything, our sorrows and our joys, all of our identifications, even our names. So just settle into the earth. Oh yeah, even the breath. Let the breath flow in and out naturally. Right here, right now, there's nothing to do. Nothing to change. Nothing to control. Let's give ourselves permission to relax. Give ourselves permission to let everything go. If there's any part of you that freaks out a bit at that notion, what I like to do when I'm feeling that way is I remind myself, oh, I can pick it up later if I want. Just let it go for right now. Let everything go for right now. Relax into the natural movement of breath. Let's gently wake the body, mind. So we can add any kind of movement, maybe the fingers, the toes, turning the ankles, the wrists. And then give ourselves some kind of full body stretch. If you have the chair or the bolster, we can kind of just extend our legs over or straight up, whatever degree we can. And once you're nice and stretched, knees to chest, roll to the side. And let's take a few breaths in a little fetal position so we can support the head with the arm. Just take this time to really feel and receive the support of the earth. Okay, with the strength of the arms, we'll press up. Make our way into any comfortable seated position. And we'll close with a little micro meditation on being a bad example. It's probably a good idea to sit on something. If you have your chair, you can sit on your chair. If you have your bolster, sit on your bolster. Blankets, I'm just going to sit on this foam block. We won't be here for too long, but might as well make it really, really comfy. Okay, so Abhaya Mudra is just the palm. Pick the hand you want. Palm of the hand facing forward. Help cultivate fearlessness. The other hand can just be touching the floor, or it could be on the heart. See which one you prefer for today. And we'll just sit with ourselves, a few long, deep breaths. Maybe offering ourselves, encouraging our own courage, strength, willingness to move in all directions. And maybe especially that direction we haven't really moved in a while. Whatever that may be. And you know, if we don't know, now's a good time to ask ourselves. What do I need right now? Okay, a few more breaths here. Maybe we can tap into a feeling of gratitude before we close. So just looking for anything to be grateful for, naming it inside ourselves. Maybe we can allow ourselves to relax into that feeling of gratitude. And maybe we can send that gratitude, that love out
through the palm of the hand. Okay. The palm that's facing forward can just come on top of the other hand on the heart. One last gratitude moment. Of course, we'll carry it with us. We can carry it with us through the day. Let's thank ourselves for literally anything. Just find something to thank yourself for. Okay. We can bring the hands into a prayer. Take the time to honor, acknowledge the light, the love, the wisdom within ourselves, within each other, and within all. And with that, we can bow to our own and to each other's hearts. Coming up when you're ready. Thank you so very, 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 very much. I hope you've had a good practice. And if there's anything you would like more or even less of in the future, just, write a little comment, get in touch. And you're very welcome to join my Facebook group. It's Celina Yoga Jams. So thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Take care.